was wrong are two different things.
I'm entitled to my feelings.
You are. No one is saying that you're not, but you're mixing your words to try and make a point, and it's disgusting.
It's disgusting. You are a garbage individual. You have no soul.
Thanks, Candice.
The fact that you will sit up here and act as if you are the victim, you are the reason that women cannot come forward with...
Gizelle Antoinette Graves, a.k.a. Bryant, was the first lady of the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, in which she has confirmed on many occasions she assisted Dr. Jamal Harris Bryant in the building up of the church from ground up. As one of 3 African Americans elected to the House of Representatives in 1966. Her father walked alongside Martin Luther King and became a civil rights director.
It's a big deal.
It is ironic that someone with such a rich history of civil rights activism and involvement in building a church would display a lack of decorum or tact. One would expect her background to have instilled in her a sense of grace or even dignity. Most people almost forget that Gizelle was a first lady of New Birth Missionary Baptist Church.
Did you?
I think most people also would assume that someone with such a rich history of civil rights activism and involvement in building a church would possess a high level of integrity and professionalism. It is surprising and disappointing to witness a lack of decorum and tact from someone with such a background, as it undermines the trust and respect that people naturally expect from them. Family members of Gizelle has reached out to Tink Marche. By the way, my name is Tink Marche. We cover a variety of topics over here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That was made clear to me.
I think that Gizelle is a phony person. I don't even know where that accent that she has comes from. She tries to pretend like she's, you know, the queen bee of everything, but really, I don't even know where she's from or who her people are.
That was made clear to me by this family member about Gizelle Antoinette Bryant was that she doesn't act like that with her family members because she knows better. This person wanted to also say that Gizelle has always been a hateful person. She has always been this person that she has demonstrated on TV. So now I have to take a step back and really look at the person, because now we know you're not acting. Things said in this video is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Clips used in this video is covered under the copyright law. Gizelle has successfully caused Candice, in my opinion, to quit. But did she? I'm not saying that Candice Dillard is considering suing Bravo, but I would say she would be well within her right as a viewer if she did. Gizelle,
You wanted smoke. So, here.
Candice Dillard, she comes from a prestige background as well. Her family, her mom and her dad, Walter and Dorothy Dillard, they were both Air Force physicians. Said Candice herself, she has interned for President Barack Obama, a knack for journalism, and she showed up in shows and movies such as Hush, Cruel Encounters, Dads Do It Too, We Go Deep, BET Her presents The Waiting Room, Family Reunion, The Christmas Lottery, Curvy Girls Rock, On the Edge, Water in a Broken Glass. She's an artist, but I can also see her doing some more films in 2024.
These are the best days of our lives. Just raise your glasses high.
We have seen Candice consistently and continuously defend her generational wealth, and it appears to bother most women on the show, them using that as a shot at her, you know, when she's popping back at them. But standing 5'3" with a heart of courage, Candice has made it a point to prove her worth, and that's why I like her. I think that's why most people gravitate towards Candice, because she's not afraid to say what's on her mind. Now, she does use her resilience and determination to rise to the top and show that she deserves respect, which I think every human being wants that at the end of the day. I mean, she just, to me, is an inspiration to other women and showing that age is nothing but a number. However, she hasn't been perfect. Monique and her mouth landing her in a lawsuit with Michael Darby, which has now been dismissed. It's believed that Michael sued her. Y'all, most people are saying this, but I don't know if this is true. But, you know, they're saying that they believe that Michael actually sued her not only to embarrass her and to shut her up, but to also pass down that money to Ashley. I don't know if that's true. Y'all tell me in the comments, but her work has been at risk in some moments that she has worked so hard to preserve. Furthermore, she's had to learn to be more careful with her words and action, and all in all, I feel like she has learned to take accountability for her mistakes. In a recent
space where I don't have time to read you all down. And I think I said that I have things to do, places to go, and things to lose. And I don't have time to be entertaining your lack of storyline.
In a recent episodes, we have seen the setup by Ashley Darby, which caused Candice to be in yet again another brawl. To me, when Ashley, when Gizelle, when Robin, when they can't attack her physically, they try to get her verbally fail, and so then they send their minions. This is fight number 2 for Candice. I will be honest. In my opinion, from my viewpoint, I don't think this was her fault. I definitely feel like this was a setup. The setup was poorly planned, so it backfired on the very people that set it up. But nobody wants to take accountability. I wonder why. Past few years, we have heard consistently and over again that Candice has a mouth. She don't know how to be quiet. She's childish. In my opinion, that's just another way to say Candice won't sit down and take it. She will not allow us to verbally A-B her. Wrath that Candice was under because of her daring to stand up to her quote-unquote boss. And I use that term loosely, but you know who I'm talking about. It was relentless. Having seen Robin and Gizelle in action against others, Candice always knew when the attack was creeping up. For instance, the conversations about Gizelle's daughter. Gizelle knows full well that woman, Candice, who's allowed your daughter to drive her car, as well as the woman who's allowed you in her home without her being present, leaving you alone with her spouse, wouldn't stoop so low to speak ill about your child. But this was a tactic. Gizelle knew that Candice wouldn't stoop so low to attack her daughter, so she decided to use her daughter as a scapegoat. A tactic they were getting ready to use at the table with Gizelle's makeup artist, I believe, who were trying so badly to place the blame on Candice. But did y'all catch how Ashley shut that down? You know why? Because I know she knows. I feel she knows that it was her fault. Had it been Candice cracked upside the head with a piece of glass or a bottle or whatever that woman threw at Kiana, essentially sending her to the hospital, had that been Candice, nobody would have batted an eye. Got me to thinking, right? It got me to thinking about the many other incidents that Candice has been involved in when it comes to the Green-Eyed Bandits and also Ashley Darby. They've been trying so desperately to push her off the show, leaving us now with Mia because now Candice has quit and Robin, ironically, is fired, which I find very interesting due to the fact that Robin sat idly by for a sat back and watched Wendy get assaulted by Mia and then blamed Wendy. Sat and watched Gizelle lay traps for other women and their spouses and said nothing, and get mad at a person that once considered her their friend for not doing the right thing, which is calling out the BS. She sat for years protecting Juan's image and also Gizelle's, all while destroying her own, only to be fired. So she was fired in the process of trying to get other people fired, i.e. Candice and Wendy. In the reunion, we found out that not only was Gizelle lying, she also made Candice look like a complete and utter fool by apologizing to her, although she was the one lying on her spouse. Viewers feel that Gizelle was on the attack against Candice, but Chris is the one that suffered the real consequences due to the loss of potential wages and damages to his reputation and his family business reputation. Professional reputation has been ruined, which is why I feel like Gizelle tiptoed around whether or not she said that he made or suggested that they go in a room by themselves. Because in order to admit that, then you will be admitting that you are the direct result and reason why Chris is suffering today. With that being said, although Candice and Chris's family is well off, it doesn't reverse the damage done by the allegations caused by Gizelle, which leads me to believe that if Chris decides to sue, he has grounds to sue. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not a lawyer. It makes sense to me as to why Candice's demeanor was the way it was. I think she was trying to give Gizelle a chance to clean it up and for them to come to an amend. And if they couldn't, then she would have to side with her spouse, which is pursuing legal action against not only Bravo, but also Gizelle. It would just be time for Candice to leave. And maybe she's working on bigger and better projects and she no longer wants to be a part of a cast that is working deliberately and relentlessly, especially now that Robin is gone, to push her off the show. Regardless of their decision, I'm hoping that they can at least regain their reputation in business, because at the end of the day, that is Chris's family's business. He benefits indirectly or directly from the business. So I would think that his family would think that it's in their best interest to protect that, especially if they worked decades and so long to build the trust of their community and their business partners, only for it to be ruined by a false allegation. We'll have to see how Candice would like to move forward. As I stated before, I do wish her and Chris well. I can only imagine how stressful it was to be on national TV, having to deal with that, animosity every day and having to look over your shoulder, wondering when the other shoe is going to drop with these ladies. So maybe she just felt like, I need to get out while the irons are hot, because she does have a lot of projects. She has a lot of upcoming projects, which I can't wait to see. But, I want to know what y'all think. This is what I have been thinking after watching Real Housewives of Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. If you think opposite, definitely let me know below, but be respectful, because I know a lot of y'all like to come in my comments and hear 2 seconds of the video and then comment. No, I need you to hear the rest of the video and then for sure give me your thoughts and your opinions. So kindly hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I drop a video. I do cover trending topics, which that is coming up next. We are going to talk about the trending topics and Love and Marriage Huntsville news. Again, it's Tink Marche. Can't wait to see you guys in the comments.
Warning, warning, warning.